Hello and welcome to my channel, Cross Stitching with Nessa. Welcome or welcome back to my subscribers. Thank you so much for joining me. The way I do my floss tubes is that I do it over a 2-week period, vlog style. I do clips every couple of days, mush them all together with a wrap up and haul at the end, maybe if I have any, and any plans going forward for the next floss tube. Also, now I am doing the spins before the fortnight, so everyone can see what will be in the next floss tube. Hope you enjoy. Okay, this is the games portion. I heard about this game from Sarah Stitcher Mummy. She's doing the Gridiron grind to get some stitches into her family piece, which I thought was a pretty good idea. I watch my team, San Fran, every week, so I thought, why not get some stitches into a piece at the same time. Mine's a little bit different. Well, not really different, just more stitches than what Sarah's doing. I'm going to be doing pre-season 10 stitches per point, regular season 20 stitches, post-season, so if we make the playoffs, 40 stitches per point, and if we get to the Super Bowl, which I'm hoping, 100 stitches per point that we get at the end of the game. I will be using sewing cats for my piece. So every time we play, I'll put stitches in, and I'll also keep it in for the regular spin for each fortnight, because I really want to get a lot of stitches into this and get it moving a little bit more than where it is now. Yeah, so this is where I'll start. You won't see any of the scoring this fortnight, but next floss tube you will hopefully get a couple of weeks. No, maybe just one. But yeah. This update is for Introverted. It is by Silver Creek Samplers. Here is the cover. Here is where I started this fortnight. And here it is now. We have a finish. Yay! I did it in one day and I got 915 stitches into it to finish it off. I wasn't stopping until it was done. I had to finish off the eye, put the thimble in, do the thread, pretty much do all this here, I think, and then there's a little bit up here. I did leave some stuff out. There was a love heart that comes up here. There's one over somewhere here, and the pins. Also left like the gaps in the tomato and the thimble. I think that for me they look better this way than all stitched in, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. So yes, first finish of me on my floss tubes. Not the first finish for this year though, but it does open up a spot for a new new WIP to be brought in, not a new WIP to start. I've got enough of them now. So yes, it is fully finished, all done. Now I just have to fully finish it. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that yet. Might do a flat fold. or I might even just frame it. But yeah, there is also another finish that I did not show in my finishing parade, but this was done 2024, so last year. I customized it to look like my cat when he gets angry. I think I did alright. I did try and make the colours look the same as what his is, but yeah. So yay, finished, all done. Goes in my finishing box until I work out what I want done with it. Okay, this update is for Mr. Jack Frost. It is a Mill Hill kit. Here is the cover. Here is a photo where I started. Here it is now. Okay, as you can see from the picture, I added in this one, and I did the background blue there, and a little bit here. I got 652 stitches into it. The percentage started at 25.89% and it is now 37.2%. I know there's a border that's like that coming down, and then the top one is here, and I think there's some snow as well. I'll be doing all the full stitches first, and then I'll go back and do back stitching, if any of them, and beading, because there looks like there's a lot of beads. But love it. I love the full coverage. Mill Hill's more than, not. But yeah. Hopefully get this spun up soon so I can put more into it. Okay, this update is for Sowa's Saying. It is an additional piece that I rolled after finishing Introverted. Here is the cover. Here is where I started this piece. And here it is now. As you can see, I finished thread skeins in the first colour. There is a second colour that is the either the shadows, the shadows of the lettering. I got 614 stitches into it over one day. The percentage started at 7.13 and is now 15.13%. Altogether, it has 1,162 stitches in it out of 7,682 stitches. So not a big piece, and it will go pretty quick. I think the bottom is about here. There's some things, I think there's needles. I know there's a tomato somewhere down here as well. But yeah, it's coming along. And this was an extra, so got some stitches in that it wouldn't have been otherwise. Okay, so this update is going to be a little different. It will have two pieces, as the last time I filmed was maybe 4 or 5 days ago. So firstly, it is Eevee. I call it Eeveelutions. It's by Painted Fairy Cross Stitch. It is a stamp kit. Here is the cover. Here is what it looked like before I stitched on it. And here it is now. As you can see, I put it into a bigger Q-snap so I could get all top stuff done. I got 931 stitches into it. I worked mainly in here. I finished this part up here. Started on the background behind this one, which I can't think of what it is right now. And this up here near Fleuron's tail is fully done now, and it started over here. So you can start seeing the ear, tails getting filled in. Yeah, it's coming along really well. I have put in 2,853 stitches out of just under 70,000 stitches. That's what markups saying it is, but that is also counting like the boxes and that isn't gonna get stitched over. So it's a meh amount. But yeah, that's the first one. Not bad. Okay, moving on to the next one. I worked on Miss Cherry Blossom, which is in Mirabilia. Here is the cover. Here is a picture that I hopefully did before I started. And here she is now. Okay, so where I worked on was more in the dress, but filling in here. I'm trying to fill all the way down before I move on to the next part. I stitched on it for, I think it was a day, and I got 448 stitches into it. I'm not 100% sure how many stitches have been put into it yet, because when I started her, I was doing it off the pattern, like the paper pattern, so, and I didn't put it into any like markup or anything until I was like, I think this part. So any percentages for her is just going to be completely off anyway, so yeah. 448 stitches onto her isn't bad. She is stitched on linen. I think it's antique white linen or fairy dust, one of them. Yeah, 2/2, all called for stuff. Yeah. Okay, this update is for the Birthstone Gnomes by SodaStitch. Here is the cover. Here is a photo where I started. And here it is now. As you can see, I did back stitching on the September, finished off October back stitching as well, and started on, I don't know if you can see that, started on the November. Yeah. It's stitched on 14 count. Yeah, 14 count Ada dyed by Sharon. It's 2/2 full cross. I worked on it for nearly 2 days and got 1,028 full stitches and about 300 back stitches into it, which I'm pretty happy with that. Got 2 fully finished now. I'm getting into the third one. Still not sure how the writing is going to be just yet. It still may end up being what's charted, just not sure yet. It started at 13.26% and it is now 17.43%. It has 4,261 stitches out of 24,500 stitches. So it's coming along. This was a restart this year, so I'm happy where it is. I'm nearly back to where I was. Okay, this update is for Big Bang. It wasn't in the spins. It is a substitute for the shadow lane. I just don't have time to do and focus on that this week. So here's the cover. Here is a photo of where I was when I started. And here it is now. I haven't finished yet, but getting closer. I got 668 stitches into it. So I worked, finished off the flash icon, did the words over here, did Will Wheaton, and finished off the sofa. I've still got Raj Loves Cinnamon. I've got the Soft Kitty, Cinnamon herself, and something here. I know there's a, what is it, the roommate agreement thing here. But there's writing here that I'm not 100% sure on. And Rock and the back stitching that I still need to do. It might be done maybe a day or two the next time I get spin, so hopefully the next time it comes out we'll get it finished. It's stitched on, I believe, 14 count printed DMC Ada. It's colourful on one side, white on the other. Can't really see the difference on that one there. Yeah, getting closer to a finish. If it does get spun up again soon, I will try and get it finished and then fully finished into the cushion that I want to do. And then I can start on either the Friends one or the Simpsons, but I'll be doing all of them. Okay, this update is for Panda. It is a GeckoRouge kit. Here is the cover. Here where it was the last time. And here it is now. Hopefully you can see that okay. I worked more like filling in like the chin hairs a little bit up here, and I started on the background. No, that's not the background. That is in the side of the face, like down here. I can't really see it, but that's there. And then there's background here. This was just a fill-in piece. It wasn't spun last time. It was just like I needed something to do for, I think it was a little like 2 hours or something for that day. So I'm like, picked it up. It needs more into it anyway. So we got 255 stitches into it. Not much, but this bit here mainly. It went from 1.25% to 1.75%. It now has 888 stitches into just over 50,000 stitch project, which is fine. Yeah, I got stitches in that I wouldn't have otherwise this fortnight. Okay, this update is for Cartoon Town. It's a stamped kit by Mona Lisa. Here is the cover. I don't have a photo for where it was, but here it is now. This is a little hard to show because it's on the rods, but I did work what is it, over here mainly, getting the outline. If you can see that, all this here is fully done, and the outline around here, as well as over here, the dark bit here is where I stitched. I wasn't going to start this. I even said it in the Introverted clip that yes, I did finish that and I do have a spot, but yeah, things changed. That was like 10 days ago. So I started this with Christina. She is a member in our Fun with Cross Stitch Facebook group. She saw it in the kit parade, and she had the kit already, so she started it, and I thought, why not join her? And I was going to start it next year anyway, but yeah, it's only a few months earlier. that's my reasoning anyway. Yeah, so I got just over 400 stitches into it. I think it was just one day that I got to stitch on it. I don't know the percentages or anything. I do not have it in markup at the moment. Hopefully next time it gets pulled out, I will have all that for you. Yeah, it's 11 count. It's on 11 count, so it's what, 3 strands? Yes, 3 strands that you use, which gives, as you can see, it covers awesome. Yeah. Okay, this is the wrap up portion. Then I'll put in the spins and then the WIPs that I'll be doing for the next fortnight. And then say bye. Okay, so over the last fortnight I worked on 9 WIPs and I got 5,911 stitches. Still in that range of 5,000 to 6,000, which I'm fine with. That's a decent amount of stitches, and yeah, can't be happier putting stitches in. It was a busy fortnight, plus I didn't feel too good for like the second half of it, but going forward, if I'm sick, then on them days I'm not going to be doing anything, and if I've got appointments, usually by the time I get home I'm knackered and I don't get to stitch either, so I'm happy with just under 6,000 stitches for the fortnight. Alright, I'll just go get these spun and the WIPs, and I'll see you back in a second. Okay, so I will spin for what I'll be doing next fortnight, and then I'll get them and show you. So here is the first spin. Oh, sorry if this glare is not. Christmas Cat. Christmas Cat is by Satsuma Street. Sorry, I'm just typing in what I need to get out. Okay, the next one is going to be Holly Berry Pixie. That is a Mirabilia, I believe, or is it a Bella Filipina? It's one of them. A fancy lady, let's just say that. Okay, that's 2. Need another 6. Sewing Cats gets pulled out. So with Sewing Cats, that is my Gridiron grind WIP as well, so it'll get a decent amount of stitches in over the fortnight, hopefully. Come on, friend, sand friend. Okay, a stitch in time. That hopefully close to a finish. Close to a finish, if not finished by this one, because there's not much to do. There's more beading than anything. Okay, so 4 more. Oh, we have Parrot. It is a fun with cross stitch pattern. Animal bookshelf. That is a Amy Stewart, charted by Haid. Okay, how many is that? That is 6, so we need 2 more. Oh, and in Green Gables. That's a SodaStitch. And 1 more. Sewing cats again. I'll spin that again to do a different one. And again, Holly Berry. Cartoon Town. So Cartoon Town, the new one, will get some more stitches into it, which is awesome. Get a full day. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, here are the WIPs that I rolled. Firstly is Sewing Cats. This should get a decent amount of stitches in, or I'm hoping. This will be picked up for not only at least a day, but for the 2 football games that's going to be happening over the next fortnight. So that's the starting point for Sewing Cats. This is the starting point for Stitch in Time. There's really not that much left to do. There's more beads than anything. I just have to fill in some of the threads and a little bit here for like crosses, and the rest are beads, I believe. So close. So maybe I'll try for a finish with this one. Okay, the next one was what is it? Animal Kingdom. This is where it is now. It's got a decent amount. I'm doing it 1 thread over 1, isn't it? 1 over 1 tent stitch. So it's coming along. I think I might work down here and try and get the zebra into it and the books behind it. Or it may come up in the elephants. We'll see. See how I'm feeling that day. Gotta pick it up. Okay, the next one is Hollyberry Pixie. Here's her starting point. The wings are all completely done, even with Cryonic. I don't think you can. It's too glary to see. But I might try and get the border done, or get some border into it, because it's only a couple of stitches off here, and then it's got a frame. You never know. We'll see how I feel on the day that I pick it up. So that's the starting point for Hollyberry. Most of the bags that I've got are either from a friend of mine, CJ, or Sharon. Well, at least the ones that you're seeing anyway. I had to respin Christmas cards because I could not find it for the life of me. I know it's here somewhere. It's here in this room. I just can't find it. If I do find it throughout the fortnight, I'll work on it. If not, I'll work on, I re-rolled and got the Big Bang. I'll work on this and hopefully try and get a finish for this. So, might get both of them in next Flosstube. But yeah, that is the starting point for this. Hopefully a finish. If not, very close. Okay, next one is the parrot. It is a done with cross stitch pattern. I think I'm just going to try and fill in the top symbols that I haven't got filled in and then work my way down. That's what I did the last time, and I got a lot on the sides because of the blues. But yeah, start filling in the parrot a little bit more maybe. That's where the starting point is for him. Okay, I think this is the last one. Yep, this is, it's not the last one. It's the last one I'll show you because the cartoon town is already put away. But you only just saw that. So that is the other one, which is Cartoon Town. And the last one is Anne in Green Gable. I think this is one of the WIP Go calls for this month, so it will most probably get 2 days on it, if it did. So yeah, that's her starting point. I'll work me stuff in here and then work my way down. This little box here is fully done. And I'm trying to get all this stuff here. Because I did start in the middle and just worked up here, and then I'm trying to work it down so it's less in my hand, because I roll it up like Stitcher Mummy does, and the less time that the stitches are in my hand, the better. So yeah, that's her starting point. Oh, sorry, the glare is a bit crazy today. But yeah. Okay. Alright, there's no haul this fortnight. I don't think there's going to be any haul for a while. I do need to do some stitching to get the WIPs down now. I just want to say thank you for coming to watch. It means more than you realise. Thank you for anyone that has subscribed. If you haven't already, do all the Flosstube stuff. Press the subscribe. Leave a comment. I love talking to everyone. I'm going to try and do a stitch with me, a chatty one. But see how that goes. I'll try and do it for a half hour. And if I can't make, like if I get too anxious before the half hour's over, I'll just put music on after. So we'll see if I can get that done this fortnight. Yeah. If not, I don't. If I do, then you'll see that pop up over the fortnight. Yeah. So thank you. Hope you enjoyed what you saw. I don't want to start any more just yet. I have got plans for next year already working on. How cross stitches are. You're halfway through the year and you're already thinking of next year. That's me. So I'll most probably have a plans, like a Flosstube extra about plans coming up over the next couple of months once I've finalised what I want to be doing. It'd be very similar to how Sharon will be doing hers for next year, because it's pretty much doing the same, just different projects. Some the same, some not. But yeah, that will be in the plans video. So thank you for coming. Yeah. Subscribe, like, do all the Flosstube stuff. And happy stitching. See you next fortnight, which will be, I believe, the 22nd. The 22nd of August. Where is the year gone? Alright, see you then, guys. Bye.